there, Powder Keg. Welcome to another exciting episode of POW Pro Wrestling right here on YouTube. Mister, I know I can speak for myself when I say I am just about fully recovered from our time in Los Angeles last week. How are you feeling?
Well, let's just say I've finally I had to see an exorcist, had the Pope's exorcist come in and exorcise the last little murky depths of battle bog that was resting in my lungs here, but now I'm fresh as a daisy. I can hit the high notes, the altos, the tenors, the sopranos, the baritone.
That's right, the battle bog, the con crud, the mania malaise, call it what you will, but Mr. and I are back in full force, Jeff Farmer style, to bring you this week's episode of POW. And of course, we gotta talk about one of the hottest rising tag teams in the Northwest today, and of course, two big fan favorites here on POW. I'm talking about the Flamin Aces, Spencer Scott, Zaye Perez. They've been taking the scene on fire over the last couple of months, and they're barely into this business, barely more than a year at this point, mister.
Yes, these fans, they just love these Flaming Aces. Of course, debuting last year at the inaugural Rumble to Regret, the Playboy Zaye Perez, the hotshot Spencer Scott. And since they united as the tag team of the Flaming Aces, they have gone higher, higher, higher. And there was one ami de moi, Jonas Albert Robinson, who tried to lift them up, but the Flaming Aces spat in his face and rejected his advances, his offer of assistance.
Well, you know what? Jonas Albert Robinson, he is, of course, my broadcast colleague. He calls himself the voice of POW Pro Wrestling. Needless to say, Jonas is an acquired taste as a broadcaster and as a manager to the stars, as he wants to be so clearly. We'll get to him in a little bit, but first, I got some word from both the Flamin' Aces about their matchups this week. Their singles matches is coming up right now. Big night of action here for the Flamin' Aces. Spencer Scott, Zaye Perez, they each have singles matches this week here on POW Pro Wrestling. Now, Spencer, you got a big match coming up against everyone's favorite homeboy in Kris Brady. How are you getting ready for this match?
You know, I've been preparing for this match all month, all week. Even today, I've been ready for this match. And I'm going to go in there, me and Kris Brady, he's a tough competitor, but I'm just as tough, and I'm going to give him a fight tonight, and I'm going to show everyone why I am everybody's favorite hotshot.
All right, strong words. And of course, Zaye Perez, big match for you. I mean, you got a bum win going into this one. You're going against Jonas Albert Robinson, who's so mad at you. Not only did he put up a bounty against you, he is coming out of retirement to wrestle you with one arm tied behind his back. I mean, how are you feeling with the arm? How are you feeling going into this one?
You know, it's my return match from POW. A few months ago, I injured it, but I'm back. I'm ready, more ready than ever. Honestly, honestly ready to get $5,000 richer. Hey, we're gonna go to Reno and we're gonna spend it all, honestly.
Yeah. By the way, the El Dorado is my favorite casino in Reno. Good luck in the trap house. Good luck against Jonas. That action's coming up next.
Tonight, POW Pro Wrestling, hotshot Spencer Scott. You wanna come roll with the big dogs? You wanna come roll with everybody's favorite homeboy, cuz? Well, you put yourself in a bad situation, homeboy. Cause I've been putting in work since before you even started training, cuz. And I'm gonna show you tonight how everybody's favorite homeboy gets down. And that's on everything, partner.
Well, folks, welcome to a flame-tastic episode of POW Pro Wrestling. Because this week, the hotshot Spencer Scott and the Playboy Zaye Perez are each in singles action. We begin here with Scott taking on everyone's favorite homeboy in Kris Brady.
Spencer Scott facing Kris Brady, Don Cornelius' favorite wrestler. Whose favorite wrestler? Don Cornelius. Oh, comes out here juking and jiving. Look at Spencer Scott. You know, Spencer Scott got here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. His hairline got here at 3:15.
Tell you what, Jonas, I can tell you are just chomping at the bit for this week's main event. You're going against Zaye Perez, who's still, of course, you can see nursing that arm injury. You're going to be at an equal handicap, though, because in the main event, you got one arm tied behind your back. Are you ready, Jonas?
Are you ready for that? I'm born ready, all right? For nearly 7 years since I last stepped foot in that ring, I'm going to bust this kid up like a high school kegger.
What was your training this week? Was it one arm behind the back while eating, fork?
One arm push-ups?
That's right, one arm push-ups, doing some curls.
One arm curls?
Here we go now. We got Scott pushing Brady into the corner here. This is going to be a very interesting match.
Oh, my gosh.
Couple of fan favorites here doing action, doing battle here.
I think the fans are going to have a tough time
Yeah, they are.
picking someone to root for here.
They're already all over the map, cheering for everybody.
Here we go, off the ropes.
Except
Ooh,
for Benji Roberts.
nice catch by Brady. Wow, look at the athleticism here between both these men. Going for the cover early, that's a 1 count. Another sweep, going back to it again. Oh, look at this, oh.
Don't blink.
I don't know what he's going for here, but
Don't blink.
it's counters upon counters here in the
Whoa.
early going. You can hear that smack.
Is that the worm?
Little arm worm thing
The
going
arm,
here.
the wave, the arm worm?
I think Spencer, for a quick second, he thought about joining in the dance.
Kris Brady looks like a guy that have an arm worm or scabies or something.
Brady off to an early start here. Certainly, Brady is emotional tonight. I understand just before he arrived at the building, he learned that a relative of his passed away, so our thoughts and our prayers go out to Brady's family at this time. So you got to admit, he's wrestling with a bit more of a emotion tonight.
That's too bad to hear.
Absolutely, but you know he's going to do the powder keg proud. Nice arm drag there by Scott as he
Didn't seem
slingshots
like
his way back in the ring.
I don't think he got in deep, though, deep enough on that. Maybe he did.
Enough to make Brady flinch, though, obviously. Right. Nice suplex. There, going over the cover. Now, Jonas, I am kind of surprised that you've been able to kind of hold yourself here. I mean, seeing how you've been reacting around the Flamin Aces as of late, I'm surprised you're not trying to jump these audience members and get Zaye right now.
Hey, I'm only paid to wrestle once. All right, I don't need to get in there early.
I have to ask, did you get any pointers from your trainer Lance Storm before this match?
I tried. He was not returning my calls. You know,
oh, really?
Bad reception up there in Calgary. It's
it's
really
winter
snowy year round.
Yeah.
So
it is perpetual winter up there in certain parts of Canada.
Did you dial it one-handed?
No! Nice little tilt-a-whirl into a backbreaker.
Everything one-armed this week.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Here we go. Oh, now
Michelle in a real pain, but
transitioning into that front face lock into another suplex. And here you can see Scott could have the win here. No. I think he needs to put a little more weight into that cover.
So I agree. It looks like he got off him a little too soon.
But now Scott can't let up. He's going to try and transition into this head and arm hold here.
It's like an abdominal stretch, but sitting down.
There we go. But Brady trying to fight out of it here. You can see doing the fans to will him through it.
Now see what Spencer needs to do is just grab that nose, wrench it all over. That's the kind of stuff I would have been telling him if he had smartened up.
You got to believe it's been a rough few months for the Flamin Aces. Usually they work their best as a tandem, and with Zaye hurt for as long as he's been, Scott's been kind of an island unto himself.
Well, Spencer Scott needs to take Zaye Perez out back and treat him like a horse with a broken leg.
Horse. Oh, now come on, guys. We've all been through injuries and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
look at this.
I think this kid's done, though. My personal opinion.
Well, Scott is trying to show his worth as a singles competitor here.
Scott's in trouble right now.
Oh, my goodness. Kris Brady, last year's Blair Alley Wrestle Rally winner.
Oh.
Coming back in a big way. Nice swinging neck breaker.
I like that.
Needs to find a way to capitalize, though, and get in that cover.
Now, see, right about now, Spencer Scott would be looking to tag out.
Yeah, but he's not there.
Ain't nobody there because his partner's letting him down.
Yeah.
Tag wrestling, a whole different beast from singles action. Brady might be taking a bit too much time with his pointing, going to the corner.
Nope. Decided he was going to knock his teeth out.
That's right. Bit of a misdirection cue there. Let's go one more time. Brady now on the outside of the apron.
Oh.
Kind of a scary situation.
Right in the face.
No man's land. Back in he goes. That roll through into the DDT. Planting Scott in the middle of the ring.
Get over there.
Could be it right here. Could have him. No.
Scott's in trouble.
You say that, but Scott still has the wherewithal to kick out of a big move like that, so I think it's still anyone's ball game.
He doesn't have too many more kickouts.
I don't want Spencer Scott to win, but I don't like this Kris Brady either.
Oh, yeah. It's a.
Well, aren't you in a tough spot to be in, Jonas?
Rooting for a sinkhole to open up under the ring.
Oh, my goodness. This matchup definitely taking its toll on both men here.
Back and forth. Brady said, come on.
Oh, look at this. He beckoned for that punch.
Oh!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, my God. He folded up Kris Brady in half with that powerbomb. He saw that head scissors coming, guys. And right now, I'd say Scott is back in a position of power here He's got to put maybe 1 or 2 moves together. He can have this match.
You know what? This Zayn idiot doesn't look like he's too hurting. I'd watch yourself, Jonas.
Oh.
Doesn't look like he's hurting to me. He's hopping around, running around, cheering.
Well, we still don't.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we knew as of this week that Zaye was still not medically cleared to compete, but he has waived any liability on POW Pro Wrestling. He wanted to accept this challenge from Jonas. He's going to wrestle tonight.
That's what a warrior.
Real lucky for Pal, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this kid through it.
Scott on the top rope, going for the swanton.
Nobody home.
He got none of it, and this could be Kris Brady's best opportunity.
That's what I'm telling you. Everybody's favorite homeboy.
Lying in wait here for the hot shot. Spencer going for a swing there and a miss.
Oh.
Brady's got him up on the shoulders. Look out!
Thought it was going to be a Lex Luger torture rack.
Not so. Planting him face first into the mat, setting him up.
He is right in position.
Brady can't waste too much more time here. Moonsault off the top.
Good night.
Coming down with ice.
Good night.
And that's going to do it. Brady picks up the win.
I told you. Now I can go back to hating him.
Big win for everyone's favorite homeboy, Spencer Scott. He's a great wrestler, but he still has much to learn in the singles ranks. And now, Jonas, I can tell you're getting warmed up. I see you licking your lips in anticipation.
Getting a jump start.
For our next matchup.
One armed or not, I'm about to put on a clinic in there.
Your shoes are on fire.
All right, he said so. Well, let's, of course, you got to wait for our due diligence, get this match cleared up before you make your way to the ring, Jonas. Big win for Kris on an emotional night for him, no doubt. Coming away with a big old-time victory as he continues to build his legend here at POW.
Hey, I took some money out of my trust fund and put it down on you, Jonas, so do not let me down, buddy.
Now look at this here. Nice sportsmanship on the part of,
all right, you know what?
Scott and Brady and Jonas. Jonas has left our table, guys.
Has left the building. Yeah. I'm kind of with Jonas here.
Jonas has had enough, folks.
I'm done with that sportsmanship.
He's got his working boots on tonight.
Oh, does he? He does. Oh, yeah.
Hey, how about you Neanderthal show some respect, all right?
Well, he is the voice of POW Pro Wrestling, after all. Well, and Zaye, he's ready because he's in the ring already.
Alrighty. All right, who's tying his arm behind his back?
Look at that shirt.
Oh, I like it. See, he's in trouble. Yep.
Oh, man, you got the shirt made for this and everything.
Hey, I don't know how official these rankings really are, but three. It's 2 more than a honeydew.
Here is my $5,000 bounty. You keep pulling this, and I expect every single part of that back after that beat his ass.
It's an actual bag with a dollar sign on it, Jeremy.
That means it's legit.
Now we must get on with the one arm tying behind.
You got something to say?
Now, wait a minute. Whoa, wait, hang on a minute.
I said that earlier.
Now
I said that earlier.
You are quite the prescient one, Jeremy Blanchard. I believe that the Flamin Aces just pulled the wool
I knew it.
over Jonas's eyes.
I knew it. I told you that that idiot didn't look like he was hurting at all. Not in a grimace of pain,
Well,
not a smirk.
That's
what I would do.
Now the match has not started yet, but
Ring the bell.
Jonas did say he's wrestling with one arm behind his
Yep.
back. So whether or not Zaye's got 2 arms is irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it's even Steven right now.
Now wait a minute. And now Jonas is trying to wrestle here. This is his. Oh goodness!
Sky high, baby.
The impact of that spine buster. This is Jonas's first match in 7 years, folks. And that move looked as crisp as ever.
See, he's put his arm behind his back. He's a man of his word.
Yeah, now that he's
a
laid
man
out,
of his word.
now that he's laid out Zaye Perez and given himself the advantage.
Hey, he's the one that lied first. He said he was all hurt and stuff. He's lying.
Now that arm is not quite yet behind the back. There we go.
There.
So now Jonas is going to be, even though he is the one standing tall. Now he is at a disadvantage with one working functional arm, Jeremy.
Okay, and so the other stipulation was it Perez
I don't know.
Have to have his arm behind his back?
Now that arm, no, absolutely not. That arm is not exactly
It's
behind.
at a disadvantage already.
It's not behind Jonas's back, but it is tethered to him.
How can Zaye Perez feel comfortable about himself doing
Go!
this?
He can't get a full extension of the arm, so it's basically useless. Look out! Super kick to Jonas Albert Robinson.
How can Zaye Perez feel comfortable about cheating like this?
The Playboy's got a trick or two up his sleeve. You gotta see this coming. And now Jonas is in a bad way. He's begging him off.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Jonas, this is your first match back. It could be your last match back in a while. Oh, wait a minute. Now, is that one of his 3,015 holds or whatever he said he had?
Here's the other one.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait. What's Spencer Scott doing?
Oh, wait a minute.
Up there?
Oh, wait, that was a foreign object of some kind. I think
roll
Scott
quarters.
just pulled up in his hand. That was a roll of quarters. Wait a minute.
Oh, my.
Zaye Perez did it. Zaye Perez beat a one-armed Jonas Albert Robinson.
No, Mike. I just lost some money right there. I better call my bookie.
You lost some money, and I can guarantee you Jonas just lost some money because that bounty money was on the line.
That's true.
And now, Zaye Perez, he's $5,000 richer, Jeremy.
$5,000. 5 G's ain't nothing to sniff at.
Look at that. Way to go. Way to go, Zaye. Hey, that's a pretty good PO. Way to go, Zaye. You know what? Jonas, he let the Flamin Aces get under his skin for months and months, and it finally cost him big time.
I agree with you on that one. You could tell he wasn't mentally ready. He's been stewing about this for a very long time, and it got the better of him.
Well, that stew's going to have to keep cooking because that's Jonas's first match back in 7 years, his first loss in 7 years.
Oh.
That's it. I did not. I did not know about that.
I tried to warn you.
We knew nothing. I'll tell you what, folks, POW Pro Wrestling, you never know what you're going to get here on YouTube. We just had a one-armed man get beat at his own game by Zaye Perez.
Wow, what a main event. I did not see that coming from Zaye Perez. Bit of a misdirection with the arm and the sling. But first, mister, let's talk about the first match we saw. Spencer Scott, Kris Brady. That was a fantastic showing for Spencer and a rare singles match for him. Ultimately, Kris Brady wins. And I tell you what, he's definitely impressed me. And Kris Brady is going to get a future shot at the Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship in the very near future.
Misdirection, you're burying the lead. More like miscarriage of justice. Zaye Perez defied the rules. He defied the entire context in which that match was signed, with Jonas Albert Robinson agreeing to put his bounty up $5,000 from Mrs. Robinson. Arm tied behind the back. Zaye Perez was heeled up. He was clean as a whistle. He took advantage of the generosity, of the trust that Jonas Albert Robinson not only placed in Zaye Perez, but in the entire foundation of the commissionership of POW Pro Wrestling.
Now you say that, but the wording was it was only Jonas who had to have one arm behind his back. It was not Zaye Perez. We said nothing about the condition of Zaye's arm for that matchup. And after months and months of being jerked around and being attacked by Jonas for the simple act of being rejected by the Flamin Aces, which it was their right to do, then you see what happens there. Zaye pulling off the big ruse and beating Jonas. I heard that Spencer and Zaye went to Reno right after that show, and they were spending the bounty willy-nilly on the craps table.
And then they lost all of it, so now they're back where they started. So you're saying, in Zaye's case, that two wrongs make a right, huh? Or two rights make a wrong, one of the other? I'm not sure with the lingo here. I'm not a native American speaker. But
we'll figure it out after we go off the air here. But I do believe that it was a bit of just desserts for Jonas for all the smack he was talking and all the trouble he was causing for Spencer and Zaye.
Well, so it may be, but I will assure you, knowing Jonas the way that I do, knowing his mother, Mrs. Robinson, the way that I do, this is not the last that the Flaming Aces will hear from the Robinson family. Oh, no, no, no.
Well, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, and here's what's on tap next week for the Powder Keg right here on YouTube. First off, we got a tag team matchup here as one of the most popular teams in POW. The two-time POWY Award winners, the Hammer Brothers, take on the Devil Drexel and Charlie Avell. Now, mister, we have seen over the last several weeks some friction and some tension between these members of Most Violent. You gotta believe the Hammer Brothers look to exploit that.
Tension that I must say the seeds were planted by the conflict with the Massaro family. But nevertheless, you have to believe that the Hammer brothers are going to use every tool in the arsenal to crack that foundation between Drexel and Charlie and crack them in two and try to continue to rise up in the tag team ranks here in POW Pro Wrestling.
And then, of course, in our main event, we have the Tower of Power. Amira has one big challenge ahead of her in the form of La Bruja, Abigail Warren. But there is a bit of an X factor, a wild card next week, mister. We have learned that the big ugly J.D. Bishop, Abigail Warren's father, by the way, is going to be on hand to witness what's going on in that match.
Is that so? Now, who went and invited him? I wonder.
Well, you know what? I'm the commissioner. I have a little bit of say around here.
Well, if Big Ugly thinks that he's going to recondition, reprogram La Bruja from the brutal, uncaring beast that I have fashioned her into in the years we've been together, he can think again, because now Big Ugly is no longer ton père. Ton père et toi. I am her new father. I am her new master. I am her new controller. And we will prove that next week when she destroys the Tower of Power, little Emia.
Well, sometimes Ugly knows best, and we're going to find out where this family dynamic is going to take us. It's all happening next week right here on the YouTube channel, folks. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Click the bell icon to get all the notifications when the new episodes drop every Monday. But until then, folks, for Mr. Ooh La La, I'm Brian Zane, and we'll see you next time.